قل للذين كفروا ينتحوا يغفر لهم ما قد سلف وإن يعودوا فقد مضت سنة الأولين قاتلوهم حتى لا تكون فتنة ويكون الدين كله لله فإن انتهوا فإن الله بما يعملون بصير وإن تولوا فاعلموا أن الله مولاكم نعم المولى ونعم النصير واعلموا أن ما غنمتم من شيء فأن لله خمسه وللرسول ولذي القربى واليتامى والمساكين وابن السبيل إن كنتم آمنتم بالله وما أنزلنا على عبدنا يوم الفرقان يوم التقى الجمعان والله على كل شيء قدير إذ أنتم بالعدوة الدنيا وهم بالعدوة القصوى والركب أسفل منكم ولو تواعدتم لاختلفتم في الميعاد ولكن ليقضي الله أمرا كان مفعولا ليهلك من هلك عن بينة ويحيى من حي عن بينة وإن الله لسميع عليم إذ يريكهم الله في منامك قليلا ولو أراكهم كثيرا لفشلتم ولتنازعتم في الأمر ولكن الله سلم إنه عليم بذات الصدور وإذ يريكموهم إذ التقيتم في أعينكم قليلا ويقللكم في أعينهم ليقضي الله أمرا كان مفعولا وإلى الله ترجع الأمور. Peace and blessings of Allah be on you. I just recited verses 39 through 45 of chapter 8 of the Holy Quran. English translation. Tell the non-believers that if they stop, then what has already gone will be forgiven to them. But if they repeat, then the example of earlier people has indeed passed. And fight them until persecution is gone and religion is completely for Allah. But if they stop, then Allah sees what they do. So basically, the fighting that the believers are told to do is only because persecution is being done and people were being forced to believe against their wishes. And so as long as this persecution is present, no matter what religion people are being forced to convert to, the believers are told to fight against that until persecution is gone and religion basically becomes a matter between a person and God without anybody else forcing them. So once again, and fight them until persecution is gone and religion is completely for Allah. But if they stop, then Allah sees what they do. And if they turn away, then know that Allah is your protector, the excellent protector and the excellent helper. And beware that whatever wealth you get from the enemy after the war, a fifth part of it is for Allah and for the messenger and for the relations and for the orphans and for the poor and for the travelers. If you believe in Allah and what we revealed to our servant on the day of distinction, the day when the two armies met. And Allah can do whatever He wants. Remember when you were on the nearer bank and they were on the farther bank and the caravan far below you? And if you had to make a selection, you would have disagreed about the selection. But you were not given the choice so that Allah may complete what was decreed by Him. So that what had already been destroyed by clear argument should be destroyed, and what had already lived through clear argument should live. And Allah is surely all-hearing, all-knowing. Remember when Allah showed them to be few in your sleep, and if He had showed them to you to be a lot, then surely you would have hesitated and disputed the matter. But Allah saved you. Surely He knows what is in the hearts. So the first part here is most probably addressed to the Holy Prophet, and the second part to the believers. So let me say it again with this emphasis. So the first part which is being said to the Holy Prophet is, remember when Allah showed them to be few in your sleep. So the Holy Prophet was showed in his sleep that the enemies were very few in number. And he told this to the believers. And then the believers are being addressed, and Allah says to the believers, and if He had shown them to you to be a lot, then surely you would have hesitated and disputed the matter, but Allah saved you. Surely He knows what is in the hearts. So the Holy Prophet was shown in the dream that the enemy are very few in number, and he understood at that point, he understood the dream to be literally, or it's possible that he understood it to be literally, but it's also possible that he knew that uh, showing few in number in dream means that practically their power will be as if they are few in number compared to the non-believers. But in reality, they were in large numbers. But since the Holy Prophet saw them few in numbers in his dream, so that's what he told to his companions. And that way the companion felt very good. Um, but the reality was that they were large in number, and the reason why he was shown a few was that as if their power wouldn't be still, their power would still be less than the power of the believers, and the believers will still win. And but there was like multiple reasons why Allah showed them to be few in numbers, and one reason was that so that when that dream is told to the believers, they feel better about it, because they're a lot of times the companions of the prophet are not at the same belief level. The prophet has no fear whether the enemy are large or small in number, but a lot of times the other believers feel a bit better if they think that the enemy is fewer in number, although they end up defeating them even if they are large in number. Next verse. And remember when at the time of the battle, he showed them as few to you and showed you as few to them, so that Allah may complete what had been decreed by him, and all affairs return to Allah. O believers, when you meet an army, then be firm and remember Allah a lot, so that you are successful. Allah bless you.